and this is my review of the Tripowin Piccolo. Kinda unknown IEM. I didn't even know about Tripowin until a few months ago when this was released, but apparently they are kind of a bigger company too in the whole IEM game. So yeah, I thought I'm gonna give this a shot, and let's start with this review. It's a pretty light metal build, like really sturdy without being annoyingly heavy. There are no weak points here. Pretty subtle design with the waves on the backplate. Wait, autofocus. Yeah, they're kind of wavy. I thought that maybe because of the name choice, the middle wave here could be like a Piccolo fleet. And these are kind of sound waves that are being created by the music of the Piccolo fleet. But maybe I'm just like imagining things here. There, just to show you the middle one. But yeah, maybe it's just waves. The cable is okay. Feels not too flimsy. Actually, somewhat like the one on the Truth Ear Hexa, but even a little better. It does tangle up a bit, but that's because it's kind of flexible. I think it's okay, especially for, what is it, like 40, 50 euro here. It's an okay cable. Cannot really complain about that here. Regarding comfort, the Piccolo is decently comfortable. Again, they are pretty light, and the nozzle here is neither too short nor too long or wide. Kind of in the middle there and not offensive in any regard. I've got a pretty good seal with various ear tips and had no issues with them being loose or uncomfortable. Not much more to say here. The ear tips you get with the Piccolo are okay. They're really nothing special, but they are fine, and they work pretty well with the shape and the sound here. Sound-wise, the Piccolo sounds pretty balanced with no big dips or peaks, and overall resembles an upgraded version of the Tangsu Warner. There is more of a focus on the mid-range than a lot more of the more V-shaped IEMs that I reviewed lately. So as usual, let's start with the bass. We have a little boost in the bass that focuses more on some mid-bass punch and warmth instead of sub-bass, which takes a step back, so that makes your music more smooth, and bass guitars, just as kick drums, have some punch, but you may miss some rumble and just the overall fatness to the sound. That being said, the Piccolo is not a bassy IEM, but if you like this above neutral bass, it is done really well here, and you can easily separate different bass instruments. Good thing here is that it rolls off soon enough, so the lower mid-range does not overwhelm the other frequencies. Mid-range is overall more pronounced than the bass and treble. Voices and most instruments are kind of on the same page and sound pretty direct and forward, so it's more of an aggressive clarity with everything sounding relatively close to you. This is done really good here, like it sounds full and realistic, basically without a veil, but without being overly harsh or anything. So it's more of an aggressive clarity with everything sounding relatively close to you. Although it's done really good here, like it sounds full and realistic, I think it can be too much sometimes if you are sensitive there. Like it's good that there is like no veil there, but it can be a little too intense sometimes in the upper mid-range there. So going from the mid-range into the treble, the Piccolo has some issues with its, until now, pretty balanced sound. So you have this pronounced clarity in the mid-range, which can get a little intense. And then there's a dip somewhere in the treble that makes it sound more compressed and dry. There's just kind of an openness in the sound that I'm missing sometimes. But after this kind of pretty noticeable dip, it goes up again, which makes them sound bright and sharp, and the combination of that just sounds somewhat unnatural. But still, most of that is kinda nitpicky, because all in all the Piccolo has a nice tune that suits a lot of music genres, where no frequency is overdone or pushed back too far. It's just, I would describe it as a bright IEM, and if you're sensitive to treble, maybe think about getting these. But if you're okay with like maybe a bit more of a clear sound, then you should be fine here. Regarding the technical capabilities of the Piccolo, well, due to the somewhat compressed sound and the treble issues, the soundstage does not seem to be too open, like it's average and it seems a little flat. So everything is on one line. But at least it has good stereo extension, so you have like a clear picture from left to right. I don't feel like it's kind of like 3D, so to say. It's just, it feels a little flat if you listen to the imaginary stage there when listening to music. But within this stage, the imaging and separation of what is going on is good. Like you can separate stuff pretty well. It's not like mushed into each other. But using them for gaming, I did not find them to be better than others in this price range, and they're just like really average, so to say. So that's it with this review. Hope I could give you some additional information here and help you decide whether to buy or not to buy the Piccolo. Whatever you do or did, tell me in the comments. See you next time.